Now, when it comes to branding, the first thing to understand is that you're already doing it. You're already a walking, talking billboard, shaping people's perceptions of who you are and what you represent. But the question is, are you fully aware of what your billboard says about you? Here's a simple fact. No matter what business you're involved with, everyone is in the branding and customer service business. Now, when we're talking about your brand, the first and most pressing questions that we need to answer are, what makes you different than others, particularly others in your industry? What are the qualities, experiences, and skills that make you special? Essentially, you're trying to determine how you're differentiating yourself, your brand, based on your competitive advantages. Again, trying to define who you are and what you represent with words can be difficult for some. So to help answer these questions, let's complete a quick exercise that will help you identify the foundation of your personal brand. I want you to create a list of personal attributes and then prioritize them based on what you feel are the most important. And the key here is identifying attributes that you feel are the most important, the things you're the most passionate about. Not something borrowed or something that you've heard someone else say, only things that are true to you. You want to include things like unique professional skills, life experiences, character strengths, and personality traits. Now, once you have your list complete, I want you to prioritize your attributes. To do so, think of them this way. What things do you stand for that are the most important to you? The things you believe in the most? What makes you tick? What are the things you're the most proud of? Write everything down that comes to mind. Now, the purpose of this exercise is to know what you value the most about yourself. This is important because in creating a strong brand, a strong personal brand, you have to stand for something and you have to do it in a really big way. And you can't do that if you're not excited and confident in who you are and what you represent. And I'm not talking about what company, products, or services you represent, but what you as an individual represent. Outside of building a strong brand, another important byproduct of this exercise is that your work will be better for it. When you stand for something big, something you believe in, you will like what you do more. You make and fulfill more commitments, and for the purposes of business, people will notice you and remember you. Going through this process can take some time, so take all the time you need to get all of your thoughts down on paper. Now, once you have your attribute list complete and prioritized, now's the time to start thinking about those attributes in terms of the people you help and what you help them with. For example, as a sales professional, it might be the kind of customers you serve and what you help them get or do. To take your thought process a step further, your brand is also a promise of the value you'll deliver to your customer. So think about the relationship between your attributes and the value they represent. An easy way to look at this is this way. For every attribute, there is a corresponding benefit or value. For example, are you always on time? Well, this could translate to the value of providing reliable service. Are you a great listener? This might translate to being a great problem solver. The point here is to think about and position your attributes in a way that conveys value to those people you're trying to help. Now, once you've positioned your attributes in those terms, I want you to take your list and read aloud each attribute and then ask yourself one simple question. Why? So why do you do what you do? Why do you get up every day to help them get what they want? Your why guides the choices you make and affects how others will emotionally connect to what you do for them. Your why is reflected in everything that you do, and it completes your personal brand. So at this point in the course, you should have a clearly defined list of attributes that convey who you are, what you stand for, what value you provide and to whom, and why you do what you do. So how does all of this come back to you, your brand, and the importance of differentiation? Again, think of it this way. Your customers will use marketing to govern their choices, but differentiation in your brand, the value it represents, is what will determine their purchasing decisions. As we know, people buy from those that they know, they like, and they trust, all of which are intrinsic values of a brand. And it's the reason why it's so important for you to dictate what goes on your billboard and for you to be in complete ownership and control of your brand, your company, you incorporated.